Hello, hi, and welcome to this edition of Let's Go for a Weekend, LG4We. I want to say thanks to all those who left their comments in the previous edition of LG4We, and then those who subscribe, to like, and then share to all these people. It's an amazing turnout, and I appreciate you for all your views, and I hope you learned something from that. So in this week edition of Let's Go for a Weekend, I have decided to talk about places literally that I have visited and the way that I visit those places. There's one place we all converge to move and to camp, and sometimes to wait. It's called an airport. An airport normally is an aerospace. I mean, where flight literally come in to take passengers or drop passengers, and all come for maintenance and other freight facilities or extended services. So normally, before going for video, I normally talk about so many things around my personal life. So I was jotting down some airports I've happened to touch down in my life, and I was calculating. I think I remember like 14, 15 and counting, but I can remember of the 14, but I can't name all of them because I can't remember. I think I know about Charles de Gaulle in Paris, I know about Heathrow in UK, I know about Tbilisi International Airport in Georgia, I know about Istanbul in Turkey. I've been to also in Johannesburg. I've been to Robert International Airport in Liberia. Of course, my country is really old. Of course, the Katoka Airport in Ghana, and then I've been to Lagos. I have been to a number, most of them Cote d'Ivoire, and the list and counting. But I realized three key things in all of these traveling around the world. What happens in the airport, because I observe a lot. One of the things that happen is that people come there, which is they arrive there, and the other thing is that people depart there, and the third thing is that people transit there. Let's talk about arrival and inner life. Normally when people are arriving, it means they're coming from a distance, and they are coming at their final destination where they are arriving. So many things happen when someone is arriving. Normally when the person comes in, he's got a pick-up, maybe a chauffeur who can guide the person to the hotel or their destination or what they're there for. So similarly, I want you to relate that to life. When you're moving in life to your point of success, when you reach there, you definitely need someone to guide you through because you're new in the success rate. So don't forget that fact, and don't be a specialist all the time in your life. So when you get those people, they are guidance. They give guidance, they give support, and they give you a kind of touch base on what needs to be done until you get to that point. And another thing that happens also in the airport is that people go there to depart, to move off. There are certain aspects in your life, I think in Sierra Leone specifically, when you have a relative that is going overseas, maybe going there for a long time, or the first-time travelers, they normally have their family members who see them to the airport. They normally go to the airport and reach at certain points in the departure lounge and then stop there. And then what happened? The person will have to move on there. So that's what happens in life. You have people who guide you to come to the airport. The airport is your community. You've got your mother who pays your fees, they all come to see you. You've got your brothers and sisters who study, who are guiding you to study, to do X, Y, Z, and take the necessary action point and guide you to make a decent life. But once you reach at that departure launch where they can't follow you, you just need to pass there. You've got a passport and a valid visa, which are the requisites of your success, and you have to make those decisions. So finally, when you decide to make those decisions alone, you're going there alone, and so the rest of your journey is on yourself until you reach to a point where you call your destination, and then you have people who literally receiving you. A third point you might also have in traveling through the airport is a transit point. I remember I've got a lot of transit points across the board. When you go there, you need to wait for a specific period of time, and those specific period of time, normally you gotta hold on something, and you gotta wait, and you need to monitor the flight schedules, you need to monitor your tickets, you need to monitor movement, you need to monitor whether something has changed. I remember at some point I was going to Zambia. I had a transit in Nairobi, so I was at Nairobi airport, and I had these 4 hours period to my next flight. So I went to their lounge. I literally paid like $40, and I had food in the lounge. I freshed up, and I had to check my emails. I used their internet, and by the time I covered 3 hours, I actually moved out to go check the flight schedule boards and screens around, as the case may be. So, and I actually literally had to find my flight. I look for my flight number, I check my flight ticket, I check my destination. I knew about all of these things, so it guides me to go to that destination. But I want us to see the airport as the world that we are living today. So many people are traveling around, and we are all in different sphere. You might be in a point when you are transiting at this point in time. Normally transit, you don't have family who are seeing you through. You're just alone in a ground where you don't know, and that's where most of us are. But you have the liberty to make that decision about your life, whether you need to pay attention to move forward. So to reach your destination, you need to know key things. One, you need to be attentive to information and details. Because if the flight is going to be delayed or coming very earlier, and you hear on the speakers that this flight has landed and this flight will take off at this particular time, and even to go to the flight you need to go to gate A, B, C or D, as the case may be. Secondly, you need to also identify and be able to understand, to have your prerequisite traveling suits, ideally your passport, ideally your flight tickets and every other thing to move along. So we are all in an airport, and sometimes the parents will have to leave us, friends will have to leave us, and we will have to take the mantle of our own life in a unique way. How long have you been on the airport? Have you been on transit? Or are you on a point to reaching your destination? Or are you in a point waiting to depart from where you are? So think about this as you go for a weekend, and think about where you are in these three spaces in life, and make the prerequisite decision. As always, I want you to subscribe, like, share, and then help someone to basically understand. But go with this. Be attentive to information if you don't want to miss your flight. Make sure you get the appropriate visas to the land you want to go. That's the understanding and knowledge revolution aspect and preparation aspect of it. And make sure also you're prepared for what is ahead. Get an extra suit. Maybe the place will get cold, you don't know the weather there, and prepare with an extra money, which are all prerequisite skills I want you to redirect and considerably think about it in your own life in a uniform. So as always, I am Diamond. Please share and enjoy the moment, and happy weekend. Well, where I go for weekend, ideally, you're overlooking, this is Freetown, and this is where I'm doing my weekend. It's an amazing place, and let's go for a weekend. LG4We. So leave that comment and let's have a dialogue. I'm Diamond.